Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and our show today is Entrepreneur and so much more. We have a very special guest who's joining us from the UK. Before we bring him out, let's bring out the star of our show. His name is Justin MIRIGLIANI, and if you haven't met him before, you must. You need to connect with him because he is helping people all over the world. He does a number of things. He's the CEO and owner of his own company called Just For You Training and Consulting. He's also the CEO and owner of his production company called Full Bag Productions. And we're going to find out a little bit about that, how he came up with that name. And he's also very much involved in giving back. He has his own charity called Checkmate Charitable Association. Let's welcome him to the program. Justin, come on out.
Hello, Dr. Jacalyn. How are you?
Hi, it's great to see you. I'm well, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Yeah.
I
I've been
always
seeing
look
you
forward
in,
to the show.
yeah, and I've been seeing you've been hitting that gym really, really hard lately. That's one of the first things I wanted to talk to you about. It's wow.
Can I tell you, Justin, I was scheduled to go today in between two shows, and I thought I just can't. My body is going, hello, hello. So I had to pay the cancellation fee, but I'm giving myself a little break until after the show when I'm going running. So how about you? Are you still hitting the weights?
Still hitting the weights. Yeah, it's been slowed down a little bit though with business. Sometimes as entrepreneurs, we don't have the time to dedicate to those types of things, and it's been more work related recently. But yeah, I'm trying to get in as much as I can.
Well, it's always a pleasure to share this space with you and also to share this
Same here.
space coming up soon for the Take Steps Walk, but we'll talk about that another time. I want to spotlight you, Justin, and just if you could share with our audience, why is it that you're so passionate about giving back with your charity and then also here on this platform to help people learn soft skills?
Well, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis in 2002, and for 12 years, I really never went into remission. I was always battling with it and having trouble with it. And then in 2015, I was diagnosed with high-grade dysplasia, which is a precursor to colon cancer. And I had to have my entire large intestine removed, the rectum, anus, all had to be removed, and I was fitted for what we call an ileostomy. So I have the bag, which a lot of people know what a colostomy is, but since I don't have a colon, I have an ileum. I have an ileostomy, and because of that, I wanted to try to find a way to fight back a little bit. Ulcerative colitis took a lot away from me, especially during a lot of prime years. From I was diagnosed at almost 28, just turned 28, and had my surgery at 40 years old. So a lot of years in between were kind of difficult because of the disease. So yeah, there is a feeling of wanting to not only give back but fight back. Some might say I lost the battle, but I don't think so. I think there's still a battle to be won. There are other people who struggle with these diseases, and I have two daughters myself, and hopefully they never have to worry about it, but who knows, down the road they may be diagnosed with inflammatory bowel disease. When we talk about inflammatory bowel disease, we're talking about Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. They kind of are similar. I won't get into the differences between the diseases, but they're similar diseases. So when you hear about inflammatory bowel disease, that's primarily what we're talking about, Crohn's and colitis.
Thanks so much, Justin. I always appreciate your transparency. And Justin and I were brought together through the Crohn's Colitis Foundation because I have ulcerative colitis for 33 years. Yay, us.
Yeah,
But
it's
here
fun,
we
isn't
are
it?
together. So I want to bring out our guest. And, it's 5 hours later where he is. So I'm sure it's his bedtime. And I really appreciate him staying up late to be with us. His name is Mark Stephen Pooler, and he was referred to us by our dear friend, Dr. Madeline Chan. We always love when people referred. Mark Stephen Pooler is the founder, editor-in-chief, media and news publisher of MSP News Global, where he oversees the company's media business as well as its intersection with global business leaders. Let's welcome him to the program. Hello.
Hi,
Hey,
Jacalyn.
Mark.
Hi, Justine. Thank you so much for welcoming me onto the show today. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the lovely introduction as well.
Thank you so much. What's it feel like to be on the other side of the microphone?
I know it makes a change, me being interviewed. I like being interviewed, but I really love interviewing people as well.
How did you realize this was something that you were really good at?
I fell into PR and media, Jacalyn. It come about by accident from getting involved in just starting off doing press releases. And then I started my own radio show, and straight away I had huge success with it. I've interviewed hundreds of guests now on my show. I was counting them through my YouTube channel the other day, and I was like, this is going into the hundreds now. I've interviewed some of the biggest names in business, including most of the biggest names in business, stars of The Secret movie, including Marie Diamond, Dr. John Demartini, Dr. Joe Vitale, Bob Doyle. Also, I've interviewed Mark Victor Hansen, and I've also recently done some media coverage on an article as well with Brian Tracy, who is a huge name as well. So I love interviewing guests, learning about their struggles, how they overcome their challenges, and then how they go on to create success.
Brilliant. Thank you. Some big names there for sure.
Yes, I've been really fortunate, and it seems when you interview one great name, they will refer you to another great name. And I feel blessed with some of the people that I have worked with. I work with Marie Diamond on a permanent basis as her PR expert specialist. So I'm really fortunate with the clients that I work with as well.
Mark, what do you find is a common theme among all of these successful people?
Mindset is really important. So I would say they all have great belief in themselves. Also, supporting others, coming from a place of service. So it's not always about how you can help yourself, it's about how you can help others. And successful people always really come from a place of service and support others on big scales, one to many. So I would say mindset is a big thing. And also I'm big on ethics as well. And I notice most successful people, they come from a place of having really great ethics and doing it from a place of love and abundance as well.
Thank you, Mark. What would you say? We're all professional interviewers here. What are some of the skills that you think really differentiate one good interviewer from a great interviewer?
I would say first, being a good listener is really important. Also, the power of a pause is really important. A lot of people may talk for a long time. If you know the power of a good pause, also, if you see a guest is struggling, you know to take the lead and to jump in with another question. That is a great skill to have as well. So I would say listening, the power of a pause. Also, when you're a good listener and a guest is talking, it's having little skills of you can then, because you have been listening, you can repeat bits of their story back to them and turn that into a question as well.
Excellent. I love these. Thank you for sharing them.
And we talk about service so much, about how important that is to be a part of how we manage other people. In some of the classes that I teach, one of the things I try to teach managers is how important it is to think of their management skills as a service to other people. And have you ever heard of Simon Sinek?
I have, yes.
And that's one of the big tenets of that Simon shares, is that it's so important to, as a manager, we have to take all of the blame and accept it, and we have to give away all of the accolades, and that's not easy to do. That's a hard thing to do as a manager, and I think a lot of people struggle with that. How do you work with that, Mark? How are you able to navigate that?
That's a really great point, and I would say that comes down to being a good leader, because especially in maybe a workplace environment, it's easy for a boss or a leader or a manager to want to be on a power trip and boss people around, but that doesn't make a great leader. A great leader is someone that will ask you to do things, but they're prepared to do it themselves. So you will take the lead, and you would not ask someone else to do what you're not prepared to do yourself. Does that answer your question, or should I clarify a little bit more?
No, that's a great answer. I think that's what they do surveys about this, and how well managers are managing and how well leaders are leading. And it seems that, at least in the US, we're not passing the grade. We're really struggling with it. So I think you're right. When you look at it as a power trip, where I get to delegate now, like you just said, yes, part of being a leader is giving people something to do, but being willing to roll up your sleeves and jump in there with them. I think that's an important thing.
Yes, and I'm really big on coming from a place of ethics, having good ethics, and really coming from a space of love and abundance. I'm not big on people with big egos that feel that they're better than you. I believe that we're all one, we're all equal, and we should all treat each other with respect and kindness, because we are all equal. No one is better than anyone else.
Mark, how do you handle it when you run into a person who doesn't believe that they believe that they are superior to other people?
So everyone is entitled to their own way of being, their own way of living. I would just make sure I have my own boundaries and not let their way of being affect mine. So as long as they are not coming into my energy and doing things across me, crossing my boundaries, I would just not let it affect me.
Thanks, Mark. You spoke a little bit earlier about the power of listening and how important listening skills are. And it doesn't take more than a day, less than a day even, for us to watch or hear mainstream news where it's doom and gloom. And I really believe if we were to just listen to mainstream all the time, that could really have an impact on our perspective and even on our self-esteem. How do you feel that being a part of the work that you do is really bringing positive energy and perspective to people around the world?
So I'm very, very careful with what I allow into my subconscious mind. I use a lot of tools like hypnosis, meditation. I also do bits of exercise to keep my mind really healthy. I use affirmations. So I am really, really, and sometimes I use EFT tapping as well to clear out any negative beliefs or to install new positive beliefs. So I am really, really careful what I allow into my subconscious. So I don't even like the news playing in the background, because the subconscious mind hears everything. So I am really, really careful what I do allowing. And if anything does trigger me as well, I will work on that so that I am reprogramming something new into my subconscious mind. The work I do is very positive. So even though I am in media and press, I am helping my clients to shine a light on them, to lift them up. So I don't come from a journalist background where it's to do with anything critical or negative. I'm working on building people's reputations online and building their social profiles on Google. So I'm very about lifting people up. So even though I am in media and PR, mine is all coming from positivity, Jacalyn.
Thank you. I just got chills when you said that. So beautiful. I wish more people would embrace some of those modalities that you just shared.
I've had to do a lot of self-improvement, personal development. I do it daily and it's consistent. So it's an everyday thing and it's a lifelong journey. You never ever finish working on yourself. There's always the next level of improvement that you can get to. And I started this journey of self-improvement at the age of 30 and I'm 41 now. And I'm still learning new things every day. You never get it done. And there's always something new to learn. And there's always a new perspective of how to look at things as well.
And two things I picked up there was the key word is consistency. That's one of the key words, right? I mean, to do it consistently over and over and over again. And that's I think for most people, the most difficult part of it. I talk to people about going to the gym and lifting weights and they want to get stronger and they wonder why it's not happening, or they want to lose weight and they wonder why it's not happening. And maybe they're dieting and working out on Monday and Tuesday, but then they give up on Wednesday and Thursday and then try to pick it up again on Friday. And that lack of consistency, I think, is a killer for us.
I think it's about really bringing it into your lifestyle at a manageable rate. So don't see a big mountain at the end of a tunnel. You want to just take little daily steps towards your end goal. So just take little steps daily, working it into your lifestyle and your routine. So you could do a little bit of something on your mindset first thing on a morning when you wake up and last thing at night. Those are the biggest times when your subconscious mind is open to taking in new ideas and new subconscious programming. And don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. I still have times where I fall out, and especially with fitness, I work out 3 times a week. I go on walks. But there are times where I do fall out of it, but it's just about getting straight back in to your routines. It's fine to fall out for a couple of days, but it's about not staying there. And every time you fall out of your routines, each time make it a little bit less time to get back into it the next time that you fall out, and you get better and better over time.
That's a great point.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Thank you. Mark, Justin and I have spoken many times on this show about the fact that he and I are in different places in our entrepreneurial journey. He's been an entrepreneur for much longer than I have. I was in corporate up until 2020. And what I'd love to have you speak about is how and when does that transformation make from when your head's down in the business, literally working on and in the business 24/7, versus you're that eagle flying over the business and you're looking at it more strategically instead of being a worker bee?
Can you just clarify the question just so I understand it a little bit better?
Yes, absolutely. So when we're new entrepreneurs, we're spending all of our time in the business. So we're wearing all these hats. We're doing marketing, sales, we're doing accounting, we're doing collections, as opposed to taking a step back when we've been a seasoned entrepreneur and we're delegating a lot of these services out to other people. How and when did that transformation take place for you?
I would say over the last few years, I've delegated a lot more. So I do have a team. I have a technical guy now. I have a VA who does a lot of my work as well. I have an accountant. I have graphics. I have writers that do things for me. A lot of freelancers that do work for me. And I think that is a gradual process. I think when I first started, I was very much doing everything, even the jobs that I didn't like doing. But as well, I was focusing on all of the wrong things as well. I think the main things to focus is how you can serve the world, getting a great product and service in place, and not spending too much time on things that are really not that important in the beginning, like a logo is not that important. If you have a great product and a service, and you're ready to go out selling that service, the main priority should be just getting clients and serving those clients that you have got, rather than worrying about having a logo. So it's really important in the beginning of getting the right support around you, so you know what steps to take. So maybe you need a business coach to help direct you in the right direction, and that was what I did. I hired a business coach right at the beginning of my journey. But I was doing a lot of things that I didn't want to do, I didn't like doing, getting overwhelmed, getting a lot of rejection, and focusing on a lot of things that weren't really that important. So if you've got a great product and service, the main thing you want to do then is search getting the clients and how you can serve those clients to then go on and get more clients. And another thing that people really get an obstacle of is their website. Oh, I can't do this because my website's not ready. Your website is never going to be ready. A website is never ready. If it's professional and it's got a sign up on there of how people can connect with you, it shines a positive light on you, you are ready. Because a website will never be ready. There's always improvements to be made.
That's a great answer. I'm
It
laughing
is.
about that because I've heard that so many times from people who've come on this show or at whatever show, and they'll say, "But my website's not ready. I can't move forward because," and it doesn't matter about the website or the logo, but yet some people get that fixed in their brain that if they don't have the perfect logo and the perfect website, they can't go to start their business.
I get that on a daily basis. Jacalyn, my website's not ready. And that is just a mindset thing. I know with myself, I'm always ready for any opportunity with the tools that I have. I won't let the fact that my website needs something doing on it hold me back, because you are then just holding your journey back of other other possibilities and other opportunities.
Excellent. Thank you.
And Mark, how do you know what to hold on to and what to let go of? I think that's one of the hardest things for an entrepreneur, is to know what jobs to keep and what jobs to kind of give away. How do you figure that out?
I always think if you don't enjoy something and it's taking a lot of time, you find it really difficult, that's a great time to outsource. Also, if you could be spending your time somewhere else and you can outsource and get someone to do it cheaper, where you can earn more money doing other things. So, for instance, I didn't like doing my newsletters and technical things like graphics or PDFs to sell my services. So that was why I got my VA to then go on and do jobs that I didn't like doing, like doing all my newsletters and things like that.
Ah, the old newsletter. I just spent 4 hours doing that yesterday.
I know.
That takes a lot of time. But a question I have really for both of you, I think now I've interviewed over 3,000 some people in the last couple of years. Excuse me. And I like to think that every person who crosses this screen is a potential for someone to join our team. But that's not the case. And I used to take it really personally. I would think, oh, it was a good interview and they gave us great scores. Why don't they want to join the team? And now I'm just looking for the no's so I can get to the yes. I don't take it personally anymore. But some people, they're holding on. They want every single potential client to do business with them. And that's not really realistic, is it?
It certainly isn't. And in the beginning of my journey, I used to take every no really personally. It used to really affect my self-esteem because I would take it as something to do with me. And just like you, Jacalyn, no, it really doesn't faze me getting no's, because the no's get you closer to the yeses. And in fact, I have had people that have said to me no, say 3 or 5 years ago, and then 3 or 5 years later, they go on to become really good clients that really spend big amounts of money with you, and they stay loyal to you. So it is only ever a no for now.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great way to
Sometimes
look
a
at it.
no is not yet or not now. But
Right.
also on the other side, I've had many people tell me, yes, yes, I'm going to do this. Yes, I'm going to do that. And then it never amounts to anything. I don't take that personally either. I just feel like it's not a good fit at that time.
Yes, and you also get many clients that will pay for a service and they never even move forward with the service. So if I spend money somewhere on a course, a program, I know I'm investing and I am going to follow through on what I have purchased or what I have invested in. But a lot of people, they do spend money and then they never proceed with the service, which I find amusing. I don't mind that though.
No, I guess not.
I love it. Justin, what are your thoughts about it?
I'll tell you, one of the things I just thought about as we're going through this is I usually have evaluations done at the end of every class that I teach. And you could get 12 people, and 11 of the 12 can say, this was a really great training. I enjoyed it. I got a lot out of it. And you'll get that one that says, wasn't for me. I didn't enjoy it. It was too long, or whatever it is. And I don't know. I know it's not the greatest mindset to have, but it's very, very hard to let go of that one. Even as great as the 11 can be, that one will play on your mind. And how do you get beyond that?
So as humans, the mind always will focus on the problem or that one person that says something negative, and it will disregard all the other compliments that you have had through the day. It's really about being aware of that and every day making a choice to notice the positives and be grateful for all the positives through the day. So the mind is trained to focus on the positives more. And also, any criticism, take something from it where you can learn, and don't take it personally. Just look at it as, how can I improve from this, rather than taking it as a negative or offensive. Just look and think, well, what can I learn from this and how can I grow from this, with detaching from feeling negative emotion to it.
Mark, as a follow-up to Justin's question, when we get feedback that is not exactly what we wanted, should we reach out to the person to have a conversation and understand, like, for example, that one survey result, should we reach out to that person and say, hey, why did you put what you put? Or do we just accept the information and move on?
I would always say be polite, respond, it doesn't cost anything to be kind and nice, but also don't apologize for anything that you feel that you have done good. So if they're pointing out something what you feel isn't true, you should never apologize for what you know what is good. You should not let other people's opinions affect you. But at the same time, you should be polite. If they have had some issues, it's great to have great customer service. So just do your best to see their side of things in a positive way, and just be nice. That's all I would say.
I think it's that expression, kill them with kindness, and they won't know what to do.
Yes. And
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
funny.
know what's going on with them either.
That's a good point.
Everyone is in their own bubble. So I've had sometimes people come back to me with something really not nice when I may be asking them to join what I'm working on or something like that. And because I have reached out really kindly saying, I'm really sorry you feel this way, but I don't agree with that because of this reason, and I got great efforts, I'm doing a great job trying to help people. And then the person has messaged me back saying, oh, I'm so sorry, I've had a really bad day. I can see you doing great things in the world. So it's all about how you react to things as well.
Thanks so much for that. I've actually pulled up your website. If it's okay, I'd love to share it with our audience. Is that okay, Mark?
Of course, yes.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. Let's take a look at your website. So this is the correct website, yes?
It is, yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'm really impressed with this website, by the way. It's very dynamic. It's very engaging. Do you have someone who is on this on a full-time basis, or is this something that you are managing yourself?
Oh no, I have a technical partner who does all the uploading of articles, any technical issues, sorting out all my collaboration articles, doing any technical work. I'm really fortunate to have a really great guy who built the whole site for me as well.
Yeah. Do you have a phone number or an email?
I certainly do. If you want his contact details, I will certainly pass that on to you.
I would love it. We're going to take a look at the site, but we do have a comment from the beautiful Dr. Madeline Chan. Hello,
Hi,
Mark,
Madeline.
Dr. Jacalyn, and Justin. Amazing topics. Analogy of the nose. Love the idea of don't wait for your website to be ready, and love constructive criticism. Great show, guys. Thank you, Doctor. Beautiful.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I am just loving this website. So what would you say as we scroll down here? I mean, just the whole way it's laid out, it's very engaging. And I like how, as you look at it, you see this big picture over here, and then you see something going down along the side. I don't know what that's called, but the design, I think, is really magnificent. Justin, what do you think?
That's beautiful. It really is. And that's what you have to do. You have to grab the attention of the person who's looking at the website. It used to be, believe it or not, when I started training, if a website loaded in 45 seconds or less, people were going to stay because 45 seconds was not that bad. Today, if your website doesn't load immediately, forget it. They're going to leave and go on to the next one right away. So if they're not grabbed, if their attention isn't grabbed immediately, most people just don't have the patience anymore to wait. It really has to be instantaneous.
Yeah,
I agree, yes.
So if we come up here to the top and we see these various topics, where should we go to hone in on for the rest of our show?
I would say business. Go to business and you'll see some of my amazing collaboration articles. So yeah, go to expert predictions. That was a good one that we did at the beginning of the year, and that had Marie Diamond involved from The Secret movie. And we did expert predictions all about what we predict would happen through the rest of this year. And we do this one every year at the beginning of the year.
That's neat.
Yeah, that's great. And here's Marie Diamond. Mark, what would you say when you think about how many opportunities there are for people to do interviews, all like 5 million plus podcasts that are out there, not even including the live broadcast streaming platforms? What would you say it is that differentiates your platform from any other?
So what I would say is great about my platform, it really helps to boost credibility and authority and brand positioning. Because of the big names that are on the site, it can instantly boost your profile, putting you next to some of the biggest names in business. So it's great for credibility, authority. That leads to getting exposure, that leads to building trust. It's also very premium, so it gives the perception of being really premium because of the level of the entrepreneurs that are involved in the platform. So I would say it's great for exposure because it's a Google News approved platform, and also the level of the names that are involved. It's great for celebrity endorsement as well.
That's huge.
Yeah, that is
really is a big
major.
part of it. Yeah.
Also, Mark, is your platform, what is your business model? So in other words, is it by invitation only, or how does someone actually get to be interviewed?
Okay, so with my business, I support my clients to get seen, noticed, and heard with worldwide digital media to be known globally. So I do a lot of written credibility articles in major publications. I have a radio and web television show that's got great reach because of the amount of platforms that it's published to. I also do a lot of press releases, which are really, really popular. And I also do author best-selling campaigns, getting author to bestseller. I always like to have a consultation with clients first, and it's a free consultation. People can just go to www.contactmark.me. That's www.contactmark.me, and we can have a coffee get together over Zoom, and then we can discuss the client's needs of what they're looking for to build their reputation, whether they're looking for exposure, whether they're looking for new readership, and then we can take things from there by booking the consultation at contactmark.me.
Thanks, Mark. Last question, then I'll go over to Justin. Is it fair to say that you're also operating for your clients in the capacity of a publicist?
Yes, yes. So I help. Another way I support clients as well, I'm very well connected. So I introduce people to other people to connect people together, create opportunities that way, collaborations. And yes, I work with a lot of people as their publicist on a month by month basis. Like I do a lot of work for Marie Diamond as her publicist, and a lot of other high profile people as well.
It's the old adage, right? It's not what you know, it's who you know. I think that that's a big part of success today. So, Mark, how do you find high profile people? How do you get on their radar? Because I'm sure they have people coming at them from every angle trying to get their attention. So how do you get their attention?
I think it's about building your network and having great ethics, and it's about how you approach people. And when you have good ethics and you're coming from a good place, you attract good people because people can see if you're a good soul or not. So I think because I'm a good guy with a good heart, that attracts people to me. And then when you work with one high profile person, you will find you will get another high profile person as well. So it makes that journey a lot easier.
And Mark, I'm wondering, and there may be people out there wondering as well, at what point in someone's career do they need and should they have a publicist?
So that is the thing. I don't only work with high profile names. I work with people who are just starting out in social media entrepreneurship, or just starting out in business, who are struggling to get the exposure that they deserve. So I would say, whether you're at the beginning of your entrepreneurship journey, I can really, really help you to grow your profile really quickly. At the beginning of my journey, I had no profile, and I built my profile really quickly using the power of media coverage and PR. And that's how I support my clients to get seen, noticed, and heard, and build their profiles really, really quickly, so that they don't have to make the mistakes I made at the beginning of my journey. So whether you're just starting out in entrepreneurship, I can help you to build your credibility, authority, get exposure really quickly, and really make an impact in your industry with exposure and PR really quickly. Or you may be right at the top and really looking to really get even more exposure and really dominate your industry that you're in as well.
Mark, thank you so much. We've come to the end of the show. We do have your banner here with your information. How would you like people to reach out? I know you just mentioned a moment ago, but how? And then it sounds like you're open for anyone who wants to contact you and have a conversation.
Yes, if you are an entrepreneur, you have a great website in place, great professional photos, a long, short, medium bio, a great product and service, and you feel ready for PR, please go ahead and schedule a free consultation at contactmark.me. And you can also connect with me on all social media through contactmark.me as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor and a pleasure to have you here on the show with us today. And thanks for staying up late.
Well, it's not too late. I don't go to bed just yet, but thank you so much for being my guest. Sorry, thank you so much for having me on your show, Jacalyn and Justin. See,
It's our pleasure.
there you go. I've got the host in me.
Well, thank you. And we hope you'll come back again. We have about actually
Please.
37 shows a week. I was just putting together for the newsletter. We don't have them all every week, but we'd love to have you come back on some of our other programs as well.
I will be back.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a
Mark.
beautiful night.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Jacalyn.
Thank you. Bye. What a pleasure it was meeting him.
It's funny. There are so many people who just don't get it, that they don't have that openness. They don't have the ability to share, to want to be of service. And when you run across people who are like that, it really makes you think, all right, they exist. They really do exist.
It's so true. And I think more people are starting to understand about the power of giving back and the power of not asking for something in return. And at the same time, Justin, you and I have discussed this a million times and we're out of time, sadly, but you still have to pay the bills. You can't give everything away.
That's right. That's right.
That's a tough one.
I see it in my business when companies will say, yeah, we like to try you. We like to try your training. And if we like it, we'll hire you. It's like, no, you can hire me. And if you like me, you could hire me again.
Right. Exactly.
Doesn't
and on
have
my
to be
side of it, we have people who've come 10, 12, 15 times for interviews and have never given anything back to the platform. And I still put a smile on my face and say, they're here again for more free publicity. But it's just the way that it goes. So
it's hard. It's hard.
It is hard. As we close out, I just want to say we normally have our show Take Steps and Kick IBD. We actually had it on Thursday, and we have a new guest who's going to sign up for, I think, next week. But this event is coming up. Justin and I will both be there. We're going to be broadcasting live from Lincoln Financial Field on June 25th in Philadelphia in the United States. We'd love to have you with us. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's a walk called Take Steps for the Crohn's Colitis Foundation, and we actually have the ability for you to join our team and or donate, because we're getting down to the wire. We're at $618. We got to go to, I think, 7,000 or 10,000. I don't even know what the number is. So
got a ways to go.
We're a little short. So Justin, what do you want people to know as we close out today?
Well, I can be reached at Justin at justforyoutc, all spelled out, JUSTFORYOUTC.com. And I train people on computer skills like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, Project, Visio, all these different applications. I do soft skills training. I teach people conflict management, empowerment, leading productive teams. So reach out to me. My website is justforyoutc.com. So www.justforyoutc.com. And as you can see or hear, if you're on the radio, my number is 610-324-5545. And if you're interested in getting involved in helping folks with Crohn's, colitis, or an ostomy, my website there is Justin at, it's www.checkmatescharity.com. And my email there is justin@checkmatescharity.com.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, my friend. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And thanks to Mark, thanks to Madeline. And of course, if you'd like to be a guest on any of our shows, it's so simple. Go over to our website, usaglobaltvandradio.com or usaglobaltv.com. Book your session. So that's our last show for the evening. Justin and I will be back next week for Take Steps and Kick IBD. Yes. And Justin, when can people find the next show for Entrepreneur and So Much More?
We do Entrepreneur and So Much More every first Monday of the month at 5 p.m. Eastern Time in the U.S.
Which would be 10 p.m. British Summer Time for those of you who are staying weekly. All right. Thanks again, everyone. Take care. Have a great evening or morning, wherever it is you are. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.